Greetings and welcome back to Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve and we're changing up our format a little bit. We're going to talk religion today and then the prepping video will be tomorrow. So stay with me. So, I got in trouble on social media the other day. Um, I put up an interpretation of a Bible verse on the Prepping in Progress Instagram page. It was a picture of a samurai, and the quote says, "He who has a sword and knows how to use it but keeps it sheathed shall inherit the earth." Matthew 5:5. And I believe the words of one person was, "That's not Matthew 5:5." Another person messaged me personally and said, "Dude, what are you doing?" So, let's explain. And I'm going to issue an apology to the person whose comment I removed. Either the internet was being weird or Instagram was not allowing me to reply to your comment. So I just assumed that somehow I had been blocked from commenting it, and those I delete. You're still following me. I'm still following you. No hate there. So, yeah. Vagaries of the internet, I'm assuming. Now, what does Matthew 5:5 say? It says in your King James Version, your NIV, "The meek shall inherit the earth." And that's going to be the subject for today. Absolutely. However, in translation from the Greek, the word is praus. Praus is how it is transliterated. And that word has a plethora of meanings. And that's something we need to talk about. And Elder Case, it's been over 20 years since I did Greek, so if my pronunciation was incorrect, forgive me, sir. But the word praus, Praus, does not mean meek as we know it today. It does not mean the little mouse who just doesn't do anything and is afraid to speak and is afraid to do it, to bark at its shadow. It actually, from my research and the lexicons and putting things together, describes, the best description I have for its usage is a war horse. It was used in another section to describe a war horse in combat. And in this, it describes the horse as disciplined, armored, actually able to kick, stomp an enemy, and so well disciplined in the art of warfare and the ability to ignore the chaos around it on the battlefield, that the rider could control the horse with just his knees. He had no need to be holding on to the reins. He could have his sword and his shield out. And this is in Greek times, not medieval. We're not talking knights and stallions and lances and charges. We're talking in Greek times, okay? And the words I took are a popular uh, speaker's words. That is how Jordan Peterson describes a meek man. That is his interpretation of it. And that's what kicked off my research. To apply that description of a horse, of a war horse, to a person, well trained, trained in the art of the sword. You could say the mace, you could say his hands and feet just as easily. But not willing to use it, or willing to only use it judiciously. My father always said, God doesn't call us to be doormats. And to me, that's true. You don't have to just take everything the world gives you. You have the right to stand up for yourself. You have the right to defend your property. Look at the Constitution. All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, if you are endowed by your Creator with the right to life, you are also endowed with the right to defend that life. And we could go down a whole nother track with that. People used to say to me, well, what would Jesus do? The whole WWJD movement. Well, I would like to remind people that kicking over tables and threatening people with a riding crop or a whip, depending on your translation, is within the realm of possibility of what would Jesus do. Okay? Taking action against that which is wrong is acceptable. So we come back around. The meek shall inherit the earth. When we're talking meek, we are talking trained, disciplined, the ability to take action. And if you're looking at a war horse, that horse would take action in battle. It wouldn't panic. It wouldn't kick out needlessly. It wouldn't attack an ally out of sheer panic. It was disciplined and under control. Kind of puts a whole new spin on the meek shall inherit the earth, huh? We start to think about how people tell us, well, you can't defend yourself, turn the other cheek. How many times should you forgive your brother? Well, 70 times 7. Yes, absolutely. You should always forgive. But that does not mean that when someone trespasses on your property, that you just let them. You have the absolute right to take all of the legal actions. Call the police, make sure your property is posted with purple paint and no trespassing signs. You have every right to escort them off your property. And if they try to do you bodily harm, defend yourself. Absolutely, positively, 110%. Do you go overboard? No, you are disciplined. Now, for many of you, some of you just starting out on your prepper lifestyle journey, have you seen the inside of a gym? Have you seen the inside of a MMA club, jiu-jitsu studio, aikido studio, martial arts dojo of any kind? Have you had the discipline to get up every morning and walk? Have you had the discipline to get off work, grab your gym bag, and go work out? Have you had the discipline to go to an EMR class and become an emergency medical responder every morning? If you have, I'm proud of you. If you have, I am behind you 110%, and good job. If you haven't, hard times are coming. We're already seeing food prices go up. I've been talking about food prices going up for a while now. I've been telling you, when I find a $10 deal on something from Augustin Farms, and I've been upping the prepper pantry stock up. These things take time. They take discipline. It's not a one and done. If you are the guy who can cash out of your business right now and buy a property way off in the middle of nowhere and stock it for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, good job. If you can afford not to go back to the 9 to 5, and if you can afford to start your own farm, good job. I'm with you. But for most of us here, that's not how it works. We've got Jeeps to pay off. We've got bills we've been stuck with. We've got things that we're clearing out slowly at a time. We have to do the 9 to 5 grind, which stinks, but it needs to be done. And if that's the case, we're grateful we have our property. We're grateful we have our home in the city, if that's what we have. And we do our little bit every day. We go out and we weed the garden after we get off work. We check the produce. We make sure it's watered. That's discipline too. That is having a disciplined and orderly lifestyle. You may think that, oh man, my alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. I get up at 5. I get out of bed at 5. I'm out the door and on my way to work by 5:15. That's just my normal routine. Congratulations. That's discipline. That's having a disciplined lifestyle. And I'm proud of you. That is where all of this comes together. Take that and apply it to the other areas of your life. Take that and push yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Get some training. Get in the groove now. Because, brother, it's getting dicey. The time grows short. And if you wish to inherit the earth, whether it be on a spiritual level or a purely physical level, you need your discipline and your training for when the chaos of trouble starts. So, that's your spiritual talk for the day. If you've made it this far, the current plan that we are discussing is to do a more spiritually based video for Saturdays, because that's my Sabbath, and then do the actual prepping video, put it up on Sundays. We may start putting it up on Fridays. Where I'm coming from personally is, yes, I would love to see this channel monetized again. I would love to rebuild it. But as I've been thinking recently and analyzing, I cannot, in good conscience, do the regular prepping video on a Saturday to attempt just to get the views, just to get the watch time, just to meet the criteria to get paid. To me, that is work, and I won't work on Saturdays. These videos, they're for you. And I noticed that we lost probably 5 viewers when I started doing a little bit more religious talk. I'm sorry you left, but I want you to understand this is something I feel called to do. And that's how Saturdays are going to be on this channel. So, thanks for making it through a 15-minute video. So glad you're here, and I'll see you soon.